Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we have a conversation regarding communication, why communication is so important and why everyone should communicate more, express ourselves more. To in your career also, in your personal life also, it is very important to be more communicated. So I have with me Lovely Arya. So she is a communication and spoken English coach. She will give you tips regarding why communication is important, why how to do that in a better way, all the stuff regarding this. So I will not wasting much of your time and just get into the video and learn something new about communication tips and more. So I will over to Lovely Arya and she will explain her journey, how she become a communication coach and how she gets started and how now she is helping so many people. So over to you.
Hi, Yukta. Thank you for such a generous introduction. It's an honor to be here and to be able to talk with your amazing and lovely community. Hi, everyone. So my name is Lovely. I'm a communications coach. Talking about my journey, well, it has been, like very exciting for me because communication has been a part of me since my school time. So I was never that conventional student who wanted to stay in the class. I was always one who was going out, having fun, just participating in tons of debates and events and things like that. And I think from there I realized that okay, there is something which is peculiar about me because the way I was able to speak, the way I was able to understand the speech, my friends were not able to do so. And that is, that used to be the thing for which I used to get applauded by my teachers, by my family, relatives, and people around. So it kind of started building up from there. And then I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I carried on that juncture, and I kind of progressed this to my college life. So I did my graduation and post graduation in
Yeah.
management, and Wahabi same story there. Okay, so again, I was in the events, I was learning a lot. My approach was never to just stay in the books and just read whatever is given to me. I always wanted to explore more, so I wanted to challenge myself at some point of time. Let's say if there's going to be an event, I wanted to anchor for it, I wanted to coordinate for it. I was always up for new things in life because I was like, yeah, this is how I learn na, books to theek hai, abhi ho jayega. And I think the funny part is that because wo main itna apne aap ko busy rakhti thi in events and all of these things, books and studies wali cheez ke liye mujhe guilt hota tha. And I
Okay.
used to be like, okay, I have to study. My parents are paying the fees. So in guilt of that, I used to study very quickly, and I used to study myself. I used to understand the concepts deep within, and that is why probably I always stayed in one of the toppers of the class.
Okay.
So it was a very beautiful thing. From being an academically also, I was very good. On stage I was also very good. I've always been into a lot of events, and when my studies got over, I got into corporate, and then I realized, ki, okay, this is not what I want to do.
Okay.
But wahan pe bhi, I realized that there was a gap. People even who were working in office, who were working in corporate, they were not able to communicate effectively. They were like, so yeah, so I got into corporate, and I realized that that is not my calling. So I got on my own. I started my freelancing communication coach journey, and it has been amazing right since. I got clients, national, international. I got tie up, with some amazing universities and working with them, finding and talking with new students, making a difference. So yeah, it's been amazing since then.
Okay, so that is so much learning here. Like you switch, like you know your calling, and everything is so great that whatever you express, it's really truly good. Like everybody has their uniqueness, everybody is good at something, but somehow they don't want to do that. Maybe there are hurdles they're facing, but they are not able to do that. Like kuch bhi problem hai, somehow they are stuck in their journey. But you choose your calling and you are doing in this great. So everybody who is listening to us, so I will ask another question: why communication is so important? The basic question: why communication is so important? So after that, we will just move on to another question so that people just first have the clarity why communication is important. So you just start.
Absolutely. Before even starting on this topic, I want to cancel one kind of myth about communication. I have seen a lot of people, a lot of students in getting stuck. Here, communication simply means English. कि अगर आपकी इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं है, that means you're not good at communication, and it's one of the biggest myths I could ever acknowledge. Communication language से बहुत अलग है. Language is just a way how you're expressing, but communication उस expression को समझना, उसको reply back करना, उससे उसके ऊपर एक्शन लेना, उसको फॉलो आउट करना, उसको प्रोसेस करना, it's an entire thing, it's an entire gamut of stuff, right? So talking about why is it important, we have to understand, no matter whichever profession you are in, no matter if you're a freelancer or a corporate or a student or a housewife, you are using communication. For example, अगर कोई एक housewife है and 4 दिन से she's been saying to her husband, देखो मैंने बता दिया आप धनिया ले आना, 4 दिन से उनके husband सुन ही नहीं रहे हैं कि हाँ 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 मैं ले आऊंगा. Then one day she'll be like, मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कल धनिया आना चाहिए, उस दिन आ जाएगा, so that is going to be कि उसका husband समझ जाएगा कि okay now she is mad, इनकी आवाज चेंज हुई है, इनका facial expression gestures चेंज हुए हैं, so the husband will be able to make out कि okay आज नहीं लाया ना तो मेरे को बेलन पड़ेगा. So that is how embedded communication is in our lives. हम लोग realize भी नहीं करते, but everything that we are doing कहीं ना कहीं वो communication से related होता है. आप कल को एक इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो और यू आर ट्राइंग टू ऑन बोर्ड अ क्लाइंट, तो किस तरीके से आप अपना प्रेजेंट करते हो खुद को, राइट? हाउ यू आर प्लेसिंग योर प्रोफाइल, हाउ यू आर जस्टिफाइंग योर कैंडिडेचर, योर यूएसपी, हाउ यू आर पुटिंग योरसेल्फ, हाउ आर यू शेयरिंग योर वैल्यू, everything is communication, right? So everything is communication. It is a very integral part of our life. It's almost nothing to do with you speaking or you speaking in English. Everybody communicates in their own beautiful ways. So,
definitely. So those who are lacking in the communication part, maybe what are the loopholes they have? Like आपने बोला कि language is not the barrier. English नहीं आता है तो it's not the issue. Communication कोई भी language में हो सकता है. It's your mother tongue also or in English also. So the people who are facing hurdle in the communication, people who are facing the communication gap basically. So what are their what's the mindset shift should be there to change the thing for them?
communication gap as in?
Communication gap as in any situation, like in the interview, you can say for the college students, for the in the interview here, like you can take the situation of interview also.
Okay, so when it comes to communication, there are several mindset we need to take care of. First of all, it happens with a lot of people, they're trying to copy someone else. Let's say if you are impressed by someone and you are like, यार इसको देख कितने अच्छे से बात करता है, इसकी तरह बात करनी है. उसकी तरह बात मत करो, आप अपने कैंडिडेचर, अपने प्रोफाइल को बेस्ट बनाओ, अपने बेटर वर्जन को एनहांस करो एंड उस पे आप कैपिटलाइज करो. We are always trying to copy someone ki yaar iski ye cheez hai, let's copy this, let's copy that. So first mindset shift which is required is that instead of copying others, you have to figure out what you're good at. You have to figure out what you're good at, what are your personal skills and aap kaise different ho, and then you have to work on getting them and making them better. That is the first thing. The second thing is that we have to be okay with imperfections, flaws and mistakes. It's not about that just because you're trying to ace something that means you're not going to make a mistake. You're going to make plenty of mistakes. Even I make mistakes, even Bill Gates or George Bush or anybody in that world, with everyone make mistakes, right? It's just the mistakes that we make which makes us who we are. Okay? So imperfection se shy away nahi hona hai. If you will accept your mistakes, for example, even while I was discussing, Abhi, I was saying something and I kind of stammered on a word. It happens when you're speaking too fast, when you're not taking a lot of water, when you're having a breathing concern, speech might get skipped. Let's say if you are in an interview, ab aapko dar lag raha hai, let's say you are not able to even speak. Interview aapse pooch raha, so what are your skills? And you are like, yeah ma'am, just yeah, just I am going to tell you, but ma'am, here's my resume. So just because आप इतना डर रहे हो, not able to kind of even speak, and problem वहां नहीं आती है. Problem आती है कि you are not able to, oops, that's funny. Problem आती है that you are not even able to accept yourself as a flawed person. Okay, so this is another mindset which people need to take care of, that it's okay to be flawed, it's okay to make mistakes. unless and until you are ready to work on them, right? And this third mindset, which is very, very important for communication, is practice. Practice it goes without saying, practice makes a man perfect, it makes a person perfect, it is the evolution of humankind, it is what we all are doing, right? Until and unless you will not put out a regulated practice, नहीं फर्क पता चलेगा. See, it is with any skill. अगर आप खाना अच्छा कुक करते हैं एंड अगर आप नहीं कुक करेंगे बार बार, तो आपका हाथ नहीं साफ होगा. एट सम पॉइंट कभी नमक ज्यादा डल जाएगा, कभी पानी ज्यादा हो जाएगा, समथिंग other thing would keep on happening, right?
Yeah.
If you're great at numbers, or if you're an engineer, or if you're not using your skills to create something, to do that analytical kind of things, your skill would be, it would get deprived over time. Same
Yeah.
is with communication. आपको वो practice रखनी ही पड़ेगी if you want to ace. For example, I am a person who is pretty bad at numbers. I am not a numbers person. I am a languages person. I am a communication person. I am a qualitative person instead of a quantitative person. अब मैं अपने कम्युनिकेशन को कैसे चैलेंज करती हूँ, क्वालिटेटिव में तो मैं हैंडल कर लेती हूँ. सो आई पिक अप इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स एंड वेल्थ न्यूज़पेपर्स. अब वहां पे सारे वो नंबर्स और सारे इंडेक्स फंड, म्यूचुअल फंड्स, इस तरह की जो न्यूज होती है ना, सो आई जस्ट ट्राई टू रीड दैट एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि ओके, इज इट मेकिंग सेंस. आधी चीजें सर के ऊपर जाती हैं, थोड़ा बहुत समझ आता है, थोड़ा बहुत रह जाता है. So that is how you have to challenge yourself. आप खुद की potential strengths and weakness को figure out करो, and then you take a step forward for practicing. So yeah, these three mindset, I think they are the top ones.
Okay, so next question will be like introverts and extroverts, right? Like introverts are more shy, like they communicate in their close circle very easily, but जहाँ पे publicly थोड़ा बात आता है, they start hesitating, maybe उनका self doubt हो सकता है, या फिर language problem हो सकती है, या फिर mindset issue हो सकता है, anything, या फिर उनको close circle में बोलने की आदत है, तो वहाँ पे एक problem है कि they can't communicate. So what you want to say for those people?
Most of the cases which I have seen, number one thing which kind of tags along in this segment is the presence of comfort zone.
Yeah.
इंट्रोवर्ट्स या इस तरीके के लोग अपने फ्रेंड में क्यों बोल पाते हैं, अपनी फैमिली के आगे क्यों बात करते हैं? व्हाई? बिकॉज दे आर कंफर्टेबल लाइक दैट. दे हैव बीन सर्कुलेटिंग इन अ सर्टेन वे एंड दे नो कि हाँ यार, दिस इज माय ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल. इनके आगे मैं अगर बात भी कर लूंगा ना, दे विल नॉट जज मी, दे विल नॉट बैश मी, ये मेरे में कमियां नहीं निकालेंगे, ये मेरे में खामियां नहीं ढूंढेंगे. सो आई एम प्रोटेक्टेड. So I think the first kind of plunge which you have to take as an effective communicator is to kind of tear by tear, you have to just break away that comfort zone bubble. हमें जब तक comfort zone को challenge करना नहीं आएगा, guys, trust me, it will be very, very problematic to come out of any situation, be alone communication. Thing is that, especially if we talk about such people who are quite hesitant or who may be introvert in nature, I want you to have an analysis of your own personality. See, आप लोगों को एक चीज समझने की जरूरत है. कम्युनिकेशन इज अ वेरी पर्सनलाइज्ड अप्रोच. मैं जिस तरीके से बात करती हूँ, मेरे जैसे एग्जैक्टली सेम तरीके से कोई दूसरा बंदा शायद ही बात कर पाए. बट सेम वे जिस तरह से आप बात करते हैं, शायद आपकी तरह दूसरा मे भी कोई बात कर पाए. सो दैट इज योर स्ट्रेंथ ऑल्सो. So instead of trying to make a role model and trying to catch up to them, and trying to basically copy them, that is something I would not recommend in the honest sense. But understanding your personality, let's say if you understand कि यार मैं एक ऐसी इंसान हूँ जो कि अपने क्लोज सर्कल में बात कर लेती हूँ, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू डिफरेंट पीपल और न्यू पीपल और कॉर्पोरेट, मैं इतनी ओपन नहीं हूँ. लेकिन विद टाइम आपने रियलाइज किया, बट व्हाट, अगर वो लोग बुक्स की बात कर रहे हैं या वो किसी साइंस फिक्शन मूवीज की बात कर रहे हैं ना, तो फिर भी आई फील दैट आई हैव सम आइडियाज रोलिंग इन. आई वांट टू, आई कैन कमेंट ऑन दोस थिंग्स. So you have found a loophole there. आपको figure out हुआ कि okay, this is something that I'm confident about. So you pick up that confident part of yours, you pick up that confident trait of yours, and आप उस पे धीरे धीरे build on करो. So maybe you can start from there. Let's say if you feel that you want to try and test a conversation with your colleagues, right? So just talk with them. Okay, have you been reading any books lately? Which book would you recommend? I am trying to, watch this amazing science fiction movies. I don't really have any idea. Do you have any recommendation? वहां से conversation follow हो. So the second step after you break that comfort zone is start with something you're confident about.
Yeah.
ठीक है, इट इज अ प्रोसेस। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आज आपने सोचा कि अरे अब मैं कल से बिल्कुल बोलूंगा, चिल्लाऊंगा चिल्लाऊंगी, एंड कल जाके आप हड़प्पा गा के आ रहे हो, यू नो,
Yeah.
दैट इज गोना बी अ लिटिल बिट प्रॉब्लम। सो वी हैव टू टेक इट स्टेप बाय स्टेप, वी हैव टू फॉर्म अ प्रोसेस, एंड उस प्रोसेस पे जब आप फॉलो थ्रू करोगे, सो इवेंचुअली यू विल डेवलप दैट कम्युनिकेशन पैटर्न कि आप सबसे बात कर पाएंगे। So the second thing that you can do is obviously start with something confident. And finally, the third thing which we can cover this up is that once you have established that kind of confidence over something, don't push yourself very quickly to just go in the real deal. You know, don't push कि अच्छा ये लोग बात कर रहे हैं, मुझे बात करनी ही करनी है, करनी करनी नहीं करनी मत करो। If you feel like, then you maybe you can say one statement, या let's say अगर आपसे अपनी बात नहीं कही जा रही, but still you can communicate, right? आप अपने hand gesture से, yeah, you can nod, okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
आप उस कॉन्वर्जेशन का हिस्सा बन जाओगे, आप चाहे बोल नहीं रहे हो, बट आप उस कॉन्वर्जेशन का हिस्सा बन जाओगे, बिकॉज यू आर नॉडिंग, बिकॉज यू आर
Yeah.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग। अगर आप किसी को आई कॉन्टैक्ट रखोगे, वो बंदा बात करे, सपोज आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू एंड मैं इधर उधर देख रही हूँ, एंड देन आई सी यू लुकिंग एट मी, दैट मीन्स दैट यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन व्हाट आई एम स्पीकिंग। सो
Yeah.
जब भी मैं कुछ बात करूंगी, आई विल लुक एट यू टू गेट दैट सेंस ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस एज अ स्पीकर।
Exactly.
So this is the way how you can eventually progress to being someone who is not open at all to being someone who gets open up a little bit in
Yeah.
terms of communication.
Okay.
So that is what you can do.
Okay, so guys, why we are taking this topic, like why introverts are so shy to not open up in the large group of people. So it's like she said कि हमें comfort zone से बाहर आना है. Basically, taking the challenge of the mindset shift and just take the actions, and you will able to do so. So why I'm saying that कि why we have to be communicative, like it is actually help in shaping our career also. So I would like to ask from Lovely like कि why communication is important in the career. Like कि अभी हमने normally बात किया कि communication important है तो maybe you don't get the idea, but it also helps in shape your career, which is very important. So we can relate with this career to the communication, and she will explain that also.
Yeah. So I'm saying that communication in career is of quintessential importance. We can't even focus much on this. मैं आपको इसकी क्यों इम्पोर्टेंस है, मैं आपको ये चीज, लेट्स नॉट इवन टॉक अबाउट दैट, लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू सम सिनेरियोज जहाँ पे यूज आएगा, आप खुद ही समझ जाएंगे कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है। You want to talk with the HR for your appraisal, you need to communicate, okay? You need to send a proposal to one of your clients, effective communication, okay? You need to develop a rapport with your clients or with your leads, you need communication, okay? You need to have good relationship with your colleague, team building, you need communication. Examples हैं of be using communication in corporates, right? आपको बहुत different scenarios आते हैं। Let's say अगर आप अपने friend को बोल रहे हो कि चल यार चाय break पर भी चलते हैं। Now you can't say that चाय break thing to a person who is into executive leadership, right? जो आपका बडी नहीं है ऑफिस में, आप उसको तो कहोगे नहीं। आप उसको कहोगे जो कि आपका कलीग है, जिससे आपकी बातचीत होती है, या आपके मैनेजर से कि यू नो व्हाट सर, आज चाय का मन है, why don't we go for a lunch?
Yeah.
So you need to have that sense of knowledge, you need to have that sense of competence, you need to have that sense of communication कि आप किसके आगे क्या बात कर रहे हो and how you can be benefited from that. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। आप मेल्स भेजते हो, कितनी बार मेल्स होता है एचआर को, मैं स्पेसिफिकली आपको बताती हूँ, मैं क्योंकि कैंपस टू कॉर्पोरेट मॉड्यूल भी कवर करती हूँ। एचआर को इतना प्रॉब्लम आता है लिटरली, एंड इवन कॉलेजेस फॉर दैट मैटर्स, दे टेल कि मैम स्टूडेंट्स हमको मेल भेजते हैं ना, उसमें कवर लेटर होता है ना, ढंग का सब्जेक्ट होता है ना, कोई बॉडी होती है, बस अटैच करके पीएफए लिख के हाई पीएफए थैंक्स करके भेज देते हैं। एंड आप सोचो हाउ हॉरेंडस इज इट गोइंग टू बी फॉर दोज एचआर एंड फॉर द कॉलेजेस जो कि उन कंपनीज को ढूंढ के ला रहे हैं। तो कम्युनिकेशन आपकी ईमेल राइटिंग कैपेबिलिटीज में भी है। आप कैसे एक पावरफुल, इफेक्टिव और क्रिस्प ईमेल लिख रहे हो, आप कैसे एक ऐसी ईमेल लिख रहे हो जिसमें आप किसी को हर्ट नहीं कर रहे हो, आप किसी को टारगेट नहीं कर रहे हो, यू नो, यू आर नॉट बीइंग वेंजफुल, यू आर बीइंग नाइस एंड कॉर्डियल। एक कॉर्पोरेट सिमुलेशन समझते हो आप चीज, तो ये सारी चीजें आपकी कॉर्पोरेट्स में, कॉर्पोरेट कम्युनिकेशन में आती है। दैट इज व्हाई इट्स ऑफ क्विंटेसेंशियल इंपॉर्टेंस। इट बेसिकली enhances your career growth, it boosts your productivity, it inspires you, it builds your personal brand, and it takes you to different heights of your corporate element.
Yeah, okay. So This is very important. Like you see कि career maybe it plays a major role. So now you got the idea, like those who don't want to get out of their comfort zone, they will definitely think about it कि like its career में भी help आता है, तो I think we should take some action. Guys, की she said कि career में important है HR को mail करना, email writing, everything. Even not in the verbal, it's in writing also. You have to be a good communicator. Like just suppose कि if you have taken example, like if you are someone who is just sitting in your room and asking and want to do such things, but you are lacking the communication कि बात कैसे करना है, break through कैसे करना है. Like it can be you want to be in a good job, any company you have a dream job, so you want to go to that company. So आपका टेक्निकल हो जाएगा. लाइक दोज हु आर इनटू स्टडीज, आई वांट टू आस्क यू दैट क्वेश्चन. लाइक जो स्टडीज में है, दे आर क्लियर द टेक्निकल राउंड परफेक्टली बाय हैविंग देयर स्किल्स ऑफ नॉलेज एवरीथिंग, बट apart from that there are many rounds where you have to communicate, you have to show your personality. So that's where the communication part is come, and here she will tell you regarding not only the communication but also how to be confident enough to speak to that person with the help. Communication is like not the language barrier, but confidence is also important. So she will explain you regarding confidence game also in this communication. So over to you.
Yeah. So, look, that's an amazing statement which you have put forth, that it is not just about the language, it is about the confidence, and which is very true,
Yeah.
right? Another myth that is people, they are having is that confidence is just, it's like heredity, it's like inbuilt. कुछ लोग confident होते हैं, कुछ लोग confident नहीं होते हैं. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Confident भी skill है. आप confidence को build कर सकते हो. एक जो सिचुएशन हमें लुप्ता ने बताया, उसी में मैं आपको रेलेवेंस समझाती हूँ कैसे. लेट्स से यू आर गोइंग आउट फॉर एन इंटरव्यू, ओके. अब आप कॉन्फिडेंट कब नहीं हो गए? जब आपको नहीं पता आपको क्या बात करनी है, व्हेन यू आर नॉट प्रॉपर्ली ड्रेस्ड, व्हेन यू आर नॉट श्योर ऑफ योर स्किल्स, जब शायद रेज्यूमे में किसी ने मैनिपुलेशन कर रखा है.
Yeah.
सो जब ऐसे ऐसे सिनेरियोज होते हैं, यू विल नॉट बी कॉन्फिडेंट, और मे बी you will see 40,000 people, 4,000 people, or even 4 people for the same job. जब आप कंपटीशन देखोगे, then you will lack confidence, right?
Right.
तो अब इसको काउंटर कैसे करना है? How can you have an effective approach when you're leading your interviews? Are there, that is also when you will lose the confidence. So how you can counter that thing? There are a couple of things that you can do. Let's talk about having the confidence in your interviews, right? You can do a couple of things. For example, जो आपके generic questions होते हैं, let's say, tell me more about yourself, what have you done, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Try to have a personalized answer to these questions. I'm not going to say templated. Please, templates are the worst way you can go about, because चार अलग लोग भी template ही use कर रहे होंगे. So how are you going to stand out? So let's say if someone asks you, tell me more about yourself, I want you to keep it a personalized version. आप अपनी journey share करो, but always have that intent in your mind कि जब भी मैं अपनी journey बता रहा हूँ ना, everything should connect back to the job description, ताकि बंदा देख सके, एब्जॉर्ब कर सके और समझ सके कि यस, ये बंदा अमेजिंग है इस जॉब के लिए. ही और शी इज गोना किल इट. सो दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग. Second thing which you can do is research about the organization. This is the step I can't even focus much on, because I can't even tell, बहुत कम लोग करते हैं ये. People are not researching. उन्हें बस ये है कि अरे कंपनी से हमें इंटरव्यू का कॉल आ गया, चलो 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 इंटरव्यू दे के आओ. कंपनी के बारे में पढ़ो तो, go to their websites, right? Read their mission and vision values. उनके social medias पे जाओ, उनके blogs देखो. 15 minutes dedicate करो चाहे, but have an idea about the company. What they do, what they do believe in, क्या चाहते हैं, कैसे उनके employees हैं, क्या उनकी stories हैं, Glassdoor पे जाओ, ambition box पर जाओ, वहां पे. So you can go to websites like Glassdoor or Ambition Box and figure out उनकी reviews कैसे हैं. For example, if you feel कि हाँ यार इस position के लिए मुझे X amount दे रहे हैं, what if you know कि same position के लिए वहां पे किसी ने review डाल रखा है जिन्हें X plus 20,000 मिल रहा हो या X plus 5,000 मिल रहा हो, so आपको benefit होगा. It will help you with the negotiation.
Yeah.
The third thing is having very defined portfolios and documentation. डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पहले से आप तैयार कर कर जाओ, जो भी आपकी डिग्रीज है, जो भी आपके सर्टिफिकेशंस है, स्किल्स है. एंड पोर्टफोलियो इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आपने क्या काम कर रखा है, हैव अ प्रूफ ऑफ इट, एंड ऑब्वियसली आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि पुराने ऑफिस का काम करके आ जाओ या यू टेक इट अवे, बट लाइक मे बी यू कैन क्रिएट अ डमी प्रोजेक्ट, or maybe you can take some samples from different projects and you can compile it together to show your worthiness, to show your credibility, right? तो अगर आप इन चीजों का ध्यान रख रहे हो, एंड इफ यू आर ऑलवेज हैविंग दैट पर्पस इन योर माइंड कि यार मैं इंटरव्यू में हूँ एंड मुझे जितना अपने बारे में पता है ना, इन लोगों को मेरे बारे में उतना कभी नहीं पता हो सकता. इफ यू आर हैविंग दैट काइंड ऑफ माइंडसेट ना, तो नो मैटर आप चाहे सही बोलो या आप बीच में फ्लस्टर भी कर जाओ, यू विल लाइक अरे यार अपनी तो बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है ना मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ. So you will be confident enough. So if you will back yourself from all dimensions and then you will proceed ahead with the interview, then trust me, comparatively बहुत अच्छा result आपको मिलने के ज़्यादा chances होंगे. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, confident part you cover very well. I just want to ask you regarding the personality development. Like personality development का क्या role है communication से? How we can relate this to that personality?
See, personality development simply is one thing, which is how beautifully can you own yourself. ठीक है, हम सबकी अपनी अपनी पर्सनालिटी होती है, कोई एक्सट्रोवर्ट है, कोई इंट्रोवर्ट है, कोई रिजर्व्ड है, कोई काफी ज्यादा कंट्रोल करना पसंद करता है, कोई डोमिनेटिंग है, राइट. तो एवरी वन ऑफ अस वी आर हैविंग आवर ओन सेट ऑफ पर्सनालिटी, और उस पर्सनालिटी के चलते सबके कुछ ना कुछ ट्रेट्स होते हैं, राइट. सो अगेन, first you have to invest some time and you have to understand what is your personality. There are different amount of them. For the disc model, you can go for the Myers-Briggs, big five. तो बहुत सारे personality models हैं. You can just take an online test, figure out about yourself कि यार मेरी personality कैसे है. Once you have that, you have to take care of two approaches. Okay, so there are different levels of personality. First level could be that your appearance, how you're appearing to people. Let's say abhi I am here, I'm kind of already, I'm talking with you guys, but यहीं अगर मैं एकदम सोकर उठी होती with like shabby clothes, काजल यहाँ फैल रहा है, लिपस्टिक यहाँ फैल रही है, तो शायद आप भी सोचते कि यार ये तो खुद इसको बैठने उठने की तमीज नहीं है, या हमें क्या बताएगी कुछ, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it is like that. I'm not saying that appearance is all that is to a person. Obviously not. बहुत चीजें होती हैं. Appearance is always deceptive also sometimes. But I'm saying is that appearance do matter.
Yeah.
It is important, right? तो उसका भी ध्यान रखना जरूरी है. So your appearance could be one element of your personality. Another element is playing to your strengths. So once you figure out what your true personality is, you will figure out कि यार आपकी personality में कुछ good parts हैं, areas हैं, और कुछ ऐसे smart plays going to be where you take your smart parts, where you take your strength and you leverage them to pick up your downfalls. ये लेवरेज का गेम बन जाता है. आपकी अच्छी चीजों को यूज करके हमें जो ज्यादा अच्छी चीजें नहीं है उनको पिक करना है. दैट इज हाउ यू विल इनहांस योर पर्सनालिटी. आपकी पर्सनालिटी ना आपकी हर चीज में एक स्पार्क करनी चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बाय पर्सनालिटी आई एम समवन हु इज वेरी एक्सट्रोवर्ट, आई एम वेरी बबली, आई एम वेरी टॉकिंग. तो नो मैटर मैं कहीं भी जाती हूँ, चाहे मैं अगर ट्रेनिंग सेशंस लूँ, मैं वहां पे भी अपने क्लाइंट्स को बोलती थी, सी मेरी जो ट्रेनिंग्स होंगी, दे आर गोइंग टू बी फन, दे आर गोइंग टू हैव म्यूजिक, दे आर गोइंग टू हैव स्टूडेंट्स और द क्लाइंट्स एंजॉयिंग. सो इफ यू आर ओपन फॉर सच थिंग ओनली, देन रीच मी आउट, बिकॉज दैट इज माई वर्क, दैट इज माई पर्सनालिटी, दैट इज हाउ आई विल अप्रोच यू. एंड दे आर लाइक यस यस वी वुड लव इट, कम ऑन बोर्ड, राइट. बट अगर यही चीज मैं लेट्स से अगर किसी फैमिली की शादी में जाती हूँ, मीटिंग सम एल्डर, राइट, तो मैं वहां पे ऐसे ऐसे नाचूंगी गाऊंगी नहीं एकदम ज्यादा, आई विल बी मोर रिस्पेक्टफुल, आई विल बी मोर कर्टियस. बट जो मेरा ट्रू सेल्फ है, जिस तरह से मैं हूँ, वो चीज नहीं बदलेगी. सो आई विल बी की नमस्ते दादाजी, नमस्ते, हेलो आंटी, हेलो अंकल. बट जो मेरा नेचर है, जिस तरह की मैं हूँ, वो चीज वही रहेगी. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू रियलाइज योर कोर and then to bring it much better. Once you realize who you are, then only you can work on it. So that is what I have to say about this.
Yeah, okay. So what I realized during our conversation is that like everybody wants to come out from the comfort zone. और कहीं भी जो self doubt होता है, we just able to break that. कि चलो self doubt को अभी हम हटा के start taking action just because we doing it for ourselves, to bring our personality, our communication. But after that they are taking few steps, but फिर एक fear आता है कि the judgment issue, कि the people who are gathering around, जहाँ पे जो उनका community है, जो उनका circle है, they are doing something new normal, like उनके लिए वो थोड़ा नया हो जाएगा to see that person in a different way. तो वहां पे वो चीज भी एक ब्रेक थ्रू है कि उसको भी आपको कंफर्ट जोन को वो वाला भी एक चीज को ब्रेक करके देन यू मूव ऑन विद योर जर्नी ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट. तो व्हाट यू वांट टू से फॉर दैट कि दोज हु ऑलरेडी टेक एक्शंस बट दे आर स्टक इन दैट पार्ट ऑफ द जजमेंट इशू.
Yeah. There are a couple of things that I want to cover in this. First of all, when we say that I am sure that I am fine, I am past this, but it's them who's bothering me, 90% of the time probably we are not past it. बिकॉज अगर आप एज अ पर्सन खुद कन्विंस्ड हो ना, तो सामने वाला चाहे कुछ भी कहे, यू विल नॉट डिटर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, we have always been conditioned to get up in the morning and brush our teeth. So now after years and years of doing that, we believe in that thing, right? It is a part of us now. अब आपको आके कोई भी कहे, चाहे आपके घर वाले कहे कि what, कल से शार मत लेना, कल से ब्रश मत करना टीथ, and you will be like, that's so unhygienic. बट ये नहीं नहीं, अब कोई जरूरत नहीं है, रहने दो, कोई नहीं कर रहा पूरे जहान में, तुम मत करो. But then you will not be able to stop that. You'll be like, it makes sense to me, I am doing it, it is a part of me, right? So you will continue with that thing. बट जब ऐसी कोई चीज आती है, जैसे आपने ये सिनारियो कहा, उसमें हम क्या करते हैं, वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक एन एक्सक्यूज. बेसिकली हम क्या कहते हैं कि मैं तो कन्विंस्ड हूँ, मैं अपने लिए मैं तो कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ, मैं तो कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ, आई कैन डू एनीथिंग, बट इट्स देम हु आर बॉदरिंग मी. Well, it's not them, it's you stopping yourself from realizing that you are not being open to it, that you are being scared of it. So हम क्या करते हैं, we try to subconsciously we try to blame other people that hey, it's because of you I'm not doing that. But that is not the case. Let's say अगर आप दुनिया में किसी भी सक्सेसफुल इंसान को देखो ना, किसी का भी इंटरव्यू उठा लो, किसी से भी बात करो, everyone will tell you that at some point in their life there were a lot of people who were not agreeing with what they wanted to do, right? चाहे वो स्टीव जॉब्स हो, थॉमस एल्वा एडिसन हो, जेफ बीजोस, so everyone was making fun of them कि यार ये क्या कर रहे हैं, they are the outcast, they are the rebel, like Steve Jobs says. But they have some sort of faith in them कि यार मुझे ये करना है, आपको नहीं समझ आ रहा ना तो मत समझो, मेरे को तो करना है. So those are the people who actually do it. So the second thing that I want to introduce here is the concept of control. There, we have this one thing that is called locus of control. We as an individual should understand कि कुछ चीजें हमारी लाइफ में हमारे कंट्रोल में होंगी और मेजॉरिटी ऑफ चीजें हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं होंगी. सो टू स्ट्रेस ओवर दोज थिंग्स जो हमारे कंट्रोल में फॉल ही नहीं करती, इट इज such a big waste of time, it is a waste of energy, and you are basically causing yourself harm. तो अगर आप ये सोच रहे हो कि यार वो बंदा कैसे सोचता है, इसकी वजह से मैं अपनी लाइफ चलाऊं, दैट इज रॉन्ग. आप सामने वाले को नहीं रोक सकते यार, वो उनकी जनरेशनल अपब्रिंगिंग है, उनका थॉट प्रोसेस है, उनके लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस है, शायद उनके लिए वो चीज सही हो, तो आप उसको कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हो? जैसे आपके लिए आपकी चीज सही है, उनके लिए वो चीज सही होगी, राइट? सो we have to understand that thing, that some things are going to be away from our control, we can't control them, so don't even bother. What you can control is yourself, and that is the only thing you can control, and trust me, that is the only thing that matters. तो आप उस सिचुएशन के बारे में कैसे सोचते हो? How are you trying to make yourself feel confident about it? How are you like willing to take a plunge कि what, let's do it anyway, ठीक है यार, देखती हूँ मैं, कोई बात नहीं, गिर गिर के तो इंसान समझता है, मैं भी गिर जाऊंगी. एक ही लाइफ है, YOLO. Yes, so that is the thing, you can only control yourself. So हमें ये चीज समझनी होगी कि हमारे जो internal locus of control में चीजें, सिर्फ उस पे फोकस करना है, rather than focusing on the things which are not on our control. So you do your part, and the rest you leave to a power which is bigger than you. And the third concept that I want to share here is the concept of internal communication. Okay, so communication is not mind. Yeah, how are you addressing yourself? अगर आपको सुबह उठ के रोज if you're feeling कि यार I am not a good person, I'm such a worthless person, या मुझसे तो कुछ नहीं होगा, and then आप एक motivational video देख के खुद को कह रहे हैं, अरे नहीं 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 करेंगे, कुछ नहीं होगा. It is not the motivational video which is changing you, it is you who has to change yourself. हम जब तक वो चीज जब तक खाएंगे, जब तक हम वो खुद को एक वैल्यू नहीं देंगे ना, when you will not communicate yourself with love and care, जब मैं खुद को नहीं कहूंगी ना यार I think I deserve some good parts in my life, and मैं अब कम के लिए सेटल नहीं होंगी, मेरे को वो एक बढ़िया जॉब, एक अच्छे हाइक पर चाहिए, मेरे को एक अच्छा रिलेशनशिप चाहिए, when you will start accepting who you are, and when you will start delivering that internal dialogue with much empathy and love and care, that is when the magic will start unraveling. So these three things are of crucial importance. Yeah.
Yeah, the steps she shared, the things, everything that she shared is applicable everywhere, not in the communication. Whatever you want to achieve in your path, like you are in your actionable part in your journey and you have this self doubt, the judgment issue, that means there's nothing problem with the society or the person outside. It's just you only in your head. You are making all this up. So just convince yourself fully. It's all that matters. Not, nobody is bothering you and nobody is stopping you. You are only stopping you. That's
Yeah,
we want to say.
it could be that they are, they are bothering you, or they could be a menace to the things, or they are not the right people. वो हो सकता है, but our thing is कि हमें ना फर्क ही नहीं है कोई कैसा है। वो अच्छे हैं उनके लिए अच्छे हैं, वो नहीं अच्छे हैं वो भी उनके लिए ही है। तो आपको जो अपनी लाइफ में करना है, जिस तरीके से आप अपना प्रेजेंट करना चाहते हो, जिस तरह से आप कम्युनिकेट करना चाहते हो, जिस तरह से आप अपने करियर ग्रोथ करना चाहते हो, आप उस कंफर्ट जोन को ब्रेक करना चाहते हो, इट शुड बी योर कॉल। I am not saying कि someone is good or bad. That is something else. We are just saying कि we as a person need not be bothered about it. The only thing we should bothered about is about our own self, जो कि हम control कर सकते हैं. So that's my perspective, basically.
Exactly, exactly. So all the things, all the learnings, all the mindset, whatever she shared is all valuable. If you just keep in mind all the points, like we have mostly discussed majorly about the communication here, but later on the interview we also discuss the success journey of the person, like how to get over self-doubt, how to get over your judgment issues, and how to be a good speaker. Also, personality development we are talking about, and those who are good have those who have the good knowledge skill set and those who know how to communicate but lacking the personality development, that is also the issue, because you should know how to carry yourself. Like it is very very important, because first when we see somebody, we see as an outside person or how he dress and how she, whatever the thing, the personality overall. Later on you speak to somebody, right? So personality development is also important. So this is all this regarding this interview. I hope those basically for the introverts, because extroverts, those who are open and can communicate is very easy and very understandable to them. But for the introverts, this is not a big. This is a major task to communicate, to get out of their comfort zone. So she shared the tips like you should have the proper knowledge beforehand in the interview. You should have the confidence and believe in yourself. She's talking about confidence also. So this is all you have to just keep in your mind. The end, before ending this interview, I just want to ask the last tip, major tip that one should keep with themselves to forever, like in the communication journey, in the spoken English journey, that is she wants to share.
Right. So there are a couple of tips that I can share you in this point. First of all is the purpose. You should always and always and always and always and always know the purpose of a communication, right? For example, मैं यहाँ पे interview कर रही हूँ. My mindset is right now to, like not just speak and speak and speak and show मैं कितनी अच्छी English में बात करती हूँ. मेरा वो intent नहीं है. Right now my purpose is to give you value in whatever language it may come, right? So first of all, you should be very clear about the purpose. अगर आपको आपका पर्पस पता है, आप उस सिचुएशन के अकॉर्डिंग अपने कम्युनिकेशन को फ्लेक्सिबल कर सकते हो. सो दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग. The second thing that you need to take care of is practice. It is of immense importance. Talk to anybody from any field, any successful person. They will tell you that to build upon a particular skill, you need to put in that effort. See, it's like कि आप अपना काम करो, then the destiny and the universe will give it back. Okay, so you have to put that effort. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने एक दिन एक बुक पढ़ ली, या आपने कुछ लाइंस पढ़ ली, एक दिन आपने शीशे के आगे खड़े होकर बातें कर ली, and you're like, oh, I'm an amazing communicator. I'm sorry, you'll not be.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing process. I mean, I being a coach, and मुझसे भी और जो बहुत ज्यादा international level पे बड़े बड़े coaches हैं, every one of us, we are learning every day.
Yeah.
Even when we are the ones who are teaching or training other people, we still are learning. It is a part of life. Communication तो जितना हम बढ़ते जाते हैं लाइफ में, जितने हम बड़े होते हैं, जितना हम एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं, वो फ्लरिश होता रहता है, राइट? So always keep on rolling in and reeling in your experiences, and always try to give it a good practice. Have a regulated practice कि हाँ यार, एक मेरा ये 10 मिनट का टाइम है जो मुझे रोज निकालना ही है, and I want to do something related to communication. Third thing is invest in terms of money, invest in terms of time, invest in terms of effort. Without investment, we don't get any returns, honestly, right? Because I as a coach, I had to invest into many kind of different coachings. I had to invest in my time in online courses, in books, in listening to podcasts, talking to people, exploring myself, going out on stage. So this is my sort of investment. Now you have to ask your question: what are the investment that you are talking to? आप कौन सा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हो, because until and unless you will sow the seed, how will it turn into a sapling? It's
Yeah.
just plain nature, right? So you have to invest. And the fourth thing, which is quite important, is stay true to yourself. कम्युनिकेशन बहुत फ्लेक्सिबल चीज है, ये बहुत पर्सनलाइज चीज है. सो लेट्स नॉट ट्राई टू बी कॉपी ऑफ समवन एल्स. इंस्टेड जस्ट बी हु यू आर. Bring forth your flaws, bring forth your beautiful elements, your aesthetics, your strengths, your amazing self, and then try to portray into your communicative version. Trust me, a great, great, great product will come out of it. So yeah, that's how I like to wrap. Thank you.
Okay, so she has shared wonderful tips at the end too. So I was just completely mesmerized with this interview. Like she's given so much value out there. So I would like to address one thing, guys. Ki those who are introverts, basically, I relate to introverts. That's why I'm talking about this community only. So I am telling you कि we think somehow कि introverts है तो हमें बोलना नहीं आता है, but we have the purpose. It's not like that. Extroverts too have the purpose. Then like see her, like she invest in herself and she do all the coachings, all the things. Apart from she is the coach, she also doing investing. Like she is a lifelong learner. Like it's not like कि okay I'm good at something तो बस start कर देते हैं. She is constantly learning also. So it's not like कि आप differentiate करेंगे extrovert introvert की बोलना आता है तो it's not a big deal. It's like she has the purpose, and she also shared the last tip कि purpose is important. So while you are starting anything in the communication journey, in anything in your life, just have the proper purpose, then automatically things will fall into place. So thank you, Lovely, for this amazing interview, and I hope all the audience out there will get some value out of it. They get their purpose and start working towards it. My side, and I will be coming with next video very soon. Until then, you take care of yourself and bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.